So I was hanging out with Annie on her TikTok platform live stream, Annie Babe, where she asked some powerful questions. The first question: some men marry young women just to groom and control them. Agree or not? The second question: ladies under 25 have no business getting married. Agree or not? And the third question: a woman with no source of income has no business getting married. Agree or not? Now, before I dive in, let me say this. I've decided to stop tagging or mentioning names of people who are not platform owners out of respect, because not everyone signed up to be a content creator, and we're sensitive beings. If you bad me, I might bad back. I may have the time, but my mission is to keep uplifting content creators and live stream platform or live streamers, if you will, not to pull others into the spotlight if they don't want to be, if they haven't signed up for it. Now, marriage is one of those topics where culture, age, maturity, money, and choice all mix together. It's not simple, and I'm not here to give one hard rule. I just want to share how I see it. Yes, some men do marry younger women just to control them. That's real. It happens, but not every time somebody marries a young girl. Not every young marriage is grooming. Let's break it down. What is grooming? It's when someone older tries to shape a young person into what they want instead of letting them grow into who they are. It can look like controlling what they see, or number two, making all the rules, or saying you're too young, I know better. Rewarding obedience, punishing disobedience. Financial abuse. Now, here's the tricky part. Grooming isn't always super obvious or even planned out like a step-by-step trick. Sometimes, yes, it's intentional. The older or more powerful person knows exactly what they are doing to keep control. But other times, it happens without them even realizing it. Maybe they grew up thinking that's just how relationships work. But whether it's intentional or not, the effect is the same. The impact is the same. The younger or less powerful person doesn't get the space to grow into their own full self. Instead of a healthy partnership, it becomes one person shaping and the other shrinking, at least from a place of emotion. That's why having independence, interdependence, your livelihood, your voice, your choices, all these different things, they matter. It makes it harder for someone to trap in that reward or punish cycle. And what is control? Is it when one person is always the boss? When they decide what you wear, where you go, even what you believe? At first, it might look like protection or even love, but in truth, it can take away your voice. Here's the nuance. Most people skip this part of the nuance. Not every married with an age gap is grooming. Some couples are truly equals, no matter what their ages are. In a healthy marriage, both listen, both choose, both feel safe and respected. The key word being feelings. So the key question here isn't just the number. It's, does the younger woman or man have the maturity, independence, and clear mind to choose freely? But what are the chances that a 23-year gap, what are the chances that will not result in emotional abuse? Now, about that under 25 idea, some say under 25 have no business marrying, right? I wouldn't go that far, but I will say this: maturity takes time. Age, it takes experience. Science even shows the brain's frontal lobe, the part that handles judgment, isn't fully developed until later. So age is a major factor, not just a number, not the only one, but definitely an important factor. Then there's money. Let me put it plainly. When a woman has no income, she is at a disadvantage. That should be obvious, right? It's not that she can't marry, but without financial independence, it's easier to end up in survival mode instead of partnership mode. So even when partnering with a leader, it needs to come from an empowered place. And there's a difference between money and livelihood. Money is just the paper, the currency, the numbers. Livelihood is your ability to sustain yourself, feed yourself, shelter yourself, create security without begging someone else to provide it. If a woman only has money but no real skills or livelihood, her independence is fragile. It can vanish when the money vanishes. But if she has livelihood, She can choose love over desperation. That makes the marriage a team, a structure that's sustainable, not one person carrying the other. Now, a young lady said something deep. Knowing yourself is essential. Very intelligent lady. I agree, but knowing yourself takes time. It's more like self-discovery, and some of that happens outside of marriage, yes, but some of it happens only inside marriage. You discover patience, compromise, partnership by living it. So I'd say don't prioritize discovery before marriage. You will be growing a lot of the rest of your discovery together with another person. Now, Annie shared her father's words where he said to her to focus and that he's not disturbing her about marriage, as she can see. That's wisdom. He said it without pressure. But here's the twist. Some people still hear pressure in that because the brain in crisis doesn't always register the not. That not word. It just hears marriage and anything it fears. This shows us something important. Time is always a factor. Age is always in the background. Your social abilities, you can't deny it, but you also can't say age alone decides. We need the fullness, maturity, independence, interdependence, and lifetime self-discovery. And this is where the love blueprint comes in. Because marriage isn't just about timing. It's about certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, and contribution. It's about these purposes of marriage: romance, companionship, legacy, multiplying, legal advantage, recognition, personal growth. When you look at it through those lenses, the real question isn't, how old is she? It's, is she ready? Is she a matured woman? Does she have independence? At the same time, is she vulnerable enough to understand interdependence? Has she begun the journey of self-awareness? Because if those things are in place, then marriage becomes a safe place for all, not a prison. That's the conversation we need to have, not just about age, okay, but about readiness, strength, and growth. So let me ask you, do men marry young women just to groom and control them? Should ladies under 25 stay away from marriage completely? Should a woman with no source of income avoid getting married? I'm listening.